Welcome to the second part of CADEC Plus demos. In this video, we will see how to define variations in the product and how we can decide the modeling approach for a particular product. Product definition is the most critical step in configuring any product in CADEC Plus. We have to separate the variations in the product into size and shape variations. There are two kinds of variables included in this: independent and dependent. For example, we have a coupling flange over here. The parameters required to generate the model is the shaft bore diameter, the flange OD, the hub OD, the length of hub, number of holes, hole diameter, etc. If we notice closely, the independent parameter among these is the shaft bore diameter only. We have a reference table such as this for all other dimensions. The flange dimensions, hub dimensions, bolt hole PCD, etc., keyway size, these dimensions are derived from this table. The value of dependent variables is derived through some calculation, some formula, an empirical relation, or a reference tables like the one we saw earlier. We have to define this relation between the independent and dependent variables in terms of CADEC Plus. The output formats should be decided beforehand, whether we want the output to be in form of a 3D model, in form of a 2D drawing, in form of a check sheet, etc. Once we decide the output format, we can proceed to finalize the modeling strategy for the product. The document of shape and size variables and deciding output formats is called as a requirement definition document, or RDD in short. We will now focus on deciding the modeling approach. While preparing the master model, we have to start by keeping the output format in mind. The models can be as rough or as detailed depending upon where they are to be used. If we want to use the model in a GA layout showcasing the overall dimensions of the product, the level of detail should be kept to a minimum. This is an example of a GA layout model. We can see here a plant layout used in a process industry. There are models of different equipment required in the process plant. Here we can see that a detailed model of this equipment is unnecessary, since we want an overall understanding of the placement of this equipment in a given space. On the contrary, if the model is going to be used for production or for CAM activity, it should contain all the features as per the actual model. For example, we can see here the model of a storage tank. We will notice that this model contains all the features that are required for manufacturing activity. We have considered all the features and the correct or the exact dimensions of this tank so that it can be released later for manufacturing. The master model should be parametric. In a parametric model, there are a few key parameters that control the overall model geometry. For example, we can see this model in SolidWorks. This is a link used in a mechanism. The key parameters that govern these geometry model are these. This is the length of one arm of this link. Here you can observe that for modifying the model, we just need to change the key parameters. The other parameters are driven through their values. All parameters are linked to each other and we can have different variations of this model without much modification. We need a similar approach for modeling if we want to control the model geometry through CADEC. While creating a master model in SolidWorks, the independent features that are associated with different variables should have no interdependency on each other. Such interdependency may create error when generating the outputs. The shape variations, as we saw earlier, the variations can be broadly classified as shape variations and size variations. The shape variations can be controlled by suppressing or unsuppressing different features in the model. By creating a parametric model, we can ensure more flexibility and a number of variations can be controlled using the same master geometry. Materials or colors of the assembly and its components can be updated depending upon the geometry chosen. Different views corresponding to geometry variations are updated on the drawings. Size variables are primarily associated with the dimensions in the model. As mentioned earlier, we need to decide which of these are independent and which are dependent. The rules that govern the values of these variables are in the form of equations or a true-false conditions or lookup tables, series, range, etc. It is also possible to govern them through shape variations. We do not have to link all variables with the model geometry parameters. The example of such kind of variables are speed, power, etc. Such variables are required for performing different calculations and obtaining the values of other variables. This product is an example of how we can separate shape and size variations. As we can see over here, the shape variations can be decided as a type of gear which can be a spur or a helical gear. The second shape variation is the type of key slot, whether the gear is with a key slot or it is without a key slot. The size variables are further divided into driving or independent and driven or dependent variables. The driving variables can be gear ratio, power to be transmitted, pressure angle, etc. The driven variables are a number of teeth of gear and pinion, PCD of the gear and pinion, and so on. Thank you for watching this video. We saw in this video how we can prepare an RTD and how the master modeling approach should be. We will explore CADEC in further detail in the upcoming videos.